when I transmigrated into a novel and became the eldest young master of the Xiao family on Blue Star. My fiancée publicly announced at the wedding that she was calling it off. Xiao, the person I love, is brother Tian. Since Hess here, this wedding is over. The child of fortune gazed at her affectionately. Xiao, I told you I'd come steal the bride today. If the Xiao family dares to stop me, one day I'll wipe them out with my bare hands. I gave a mocking smile. Forget one day. Let's do it today. Men, seize everyone from the Shen family and execute them all on the spot. I am a professional transmigrator. Every time I complete a mission, my cultivation rises by one major realm. By the time I transmigrated into the body of Xiao, the eldest young master of the Xiao family, one of Blue Star's 4 great families, my strength had already reached the Immortal Realm. At that moment, the sound of a bell rang out. The host held a microphone and asked the bride, are you willing to marry Xiao? Isn't willing. Before Xiao could speak, an extremely arrogant voice rang through the entire hall. Tian, the cold-faced child of fortune, pushed the door open and walked in. Xiao's eyes lit up the moment she saw him. She tore off the bridal headpiece from her hair. Xiao, the person I love, is brother Tian. Since he came today, our wedding is cancelled. Tian, the child of fortune, looked at Xiao with deep affection. Xiao, I told you I would definitely come steal the bride today. If the Xiao family dares to stop me, one day I'll wipe them out with my bare hands. I sorted through the original plot of the novel in my head. In the book, Blue Star had entered an age where everyone cultivated immortality. There were 3 holy lands and 4 great families. The Xiao family was one of the 4 great families, and this Xiao family's eldest young master, Xiao, was nothing more than Xiao's pathetic simp. He hadn't even held her hand before. Yet he kept sending huge amounts of resources to the Shen family. Relying on the resources sent by the Xiao family, the Shen family rose from some tiny nobody family into a second-rate great family on Blue Star. They were in the limelight for a while, and today's wedding was nothing more than one part of Xiao and the chosen son Tian's little play. Taking advantage of the turmoil in the Abyssal rift underground, when the Xiao family's experts had all gone out, they planned this brilliantly staged bride-stealing scene, all to prove to the world that they were true love. As for the original owner, Xiao, he was a spineless loser and a hopeless simp. He actually tearfully offered them his blessing and fulfilled their wishes. Not only that, he still kept supplying the Shen family with a steady flow of cultivation resources. Then, the Shen family turned around and gave all those massive cultivation resources to Tian. In the end, Tian ascended after proving his Tao. But before ascending, he led the Shen family in wiping out the entire Xiao family. The last plot mission nearly got me killed. This time, with a plot all about crushing scum. I had to have some fun with them. I'd treat it like a bonus round. At that moment, the entire venue exploded in an uproar. Someone actually dares to steal a bride at the Xiao family young master's wedding. Isn't that just courting death? Is this Xiao insane? If the Shen family has what it has today, isn't it all because of the Xiao family? Exactly. She actually dares to cancel the wedding in public and slap the Xiao family in the face. Asking to die. Well, not necessarily. Everyone knows young Master Xiao is Yao's simp. Maybe he really will agree. The Xiao family members couldn't sit still anymore and all glared furiously at Tian. But without my order, they didn't dare make a move. At that moment, every eye in the room was on me. I gave a mocking smile. Forget one day. Let's do it today. Men, seize everyone from the Shen family. If anyone resists, kill them on the spot. The moment those words came out, the whole venue was stunned. No one had expected the usually spineless young Master Xiao to show such decisiveness and ruthlessness. Xiao froze for a second. Then the corners of her lips lifted. She didn't take it seriously at all. The Xiao family guards moved like wolves among sheep and immediately restrained everyone from the Shen family. A few resisted, but the guards didn't dare strike them down. They all knew just how much I used to dote on Xiao. They weren't sure whether I really wanted to kill every last member of the Shen family, or whether I just wanted to pressure Xiao and scare her a little. Stop! Yi Tian bellowed. A dazzling golden light erupted from his entire body. A phantom dragon appeared from within him and soared into the sky. The whole venue cried out in shock. What? A divine dragon, sacred body, has that peerless genius from the Yi family. Yi Tian. My God, that's a gaudier physique that only appears once in 100 years. I heard he joined one of the 3 holy lands, the Crescent Moon Holy Land, and became its holy son. No wonder he dared come to the Xiao family to steal a bride and run wild. That's a divine dragon, sacred body. They say it has the bearing of an immortal. Hearing everyone's shock, Yi Tian raised his chin proudly and said with contempt, "That's right. I am Yi Tian. Xiao. Do you still dare stop me now?" Xiao quickly drew a line between me and her. Xiao, Therese, only brother Yi Tian, in my heart. You're not worthy of me at all. I will never marry you. My expression remained calm as I stared at the Shen family head with a half smile. Very good. Is that the Shen family's position too? The Shen family head sensed something was off, but he still braced himself and said, "That's right. Yi Tian has a divine dragon, sacred body, a once-in-a-century genius at such a young age, has already reached the golden core stage. Compared to Yi Tian, you're trash. How are you worthy of marrying my daughter?" I coldly said to the steward behind me. The Shen family head spoke out of line. "Take one of his arms." "Yes, young master," Steward Shu answered respectfully. His figure flashed, and he appeared beside the Shen family head like a ghost. Sword light flashed. With a wet slash, the Shen family head's arm flew out on the spot. He let out a miserable scream, clutching his bleeding stump and rolling on the ground. His eyes were full of venom when he looked at me. Everything had happened too suddenly just now. The guests present hadn't even fully reacted. "Father!" Xiao cried out and hurried over to check Shen father's injuries. She never would have imagined it. That Xiao Qi, who used to obey her every word and would personally punish any guard she casually said she disliked, actually dared to be this ruthless to her father. She suddenly raised her head, her eyes blazing with fury. Xiao, are you crazy? It's just a broken engagement. You actually cut off my father's arm over something this small. Aren't you afraid he'll never speak to you again? Come, kneel and apologize right now, or don't even think about me forgiving you. But Yi Tian had already run out of patience and shouted, "See, Yao, why waste words with him? Today, I'm crippling him on the spot." The moment he finished speaking, golden light flared all around him. The dragon phantom let out a deafening dragon roar. Then it lunged at me like a bolt of golden lightning. His fist shone with brilliant golden light, carrying unmatched tyrannical power. "Young master, be careful." Steward Zeus' expression changed, and he moved to stop him. "No need." I raised a hand to stop him, and my gaze instantly turned cold. Just as Yi Tian's punch was about to smash into my face, my body shifted slightly, and I casually slapped him across the face. Qi force shook violently, and Yi Tian's eyes instantly filled with blood. His whole body slammed heavily into the floor, cracking it apart. The entire hotel shook. Yi Tian lay sprawled in front of me like a dog. The whole venue was dumbfounded. Xiao's face went pale as she stared at me in disbelief. Yi Tian, with his divine dragon sacred body, had lost just like that. How was that possible? Even Steward Shu was stunned on the spot. Since when had young master become this strong? Yi Tian had just tried to scramble back up when I stepped on his head hard. I had already sealed all his cultivation. No matter how hard he struggled, he couldn't break free. Yeah, Tian's face darkened, and he clenched his fists. Xiao, I admit you're strong, but it's still not enough. If you let me go now, then kneel and apologize to me. I can give you a chance to become my follower. Grinding his teeth, he said, word by word. Otherwise, the Crescent Moon, Holy Land, will make your whole clan die with you. I pressed down harder with my foot. PFFT. Yi Tian shook violently like he'd been struck by lightning and spat out a huge mouthful of blood. At that moment, Xiao panicked. She let out a shriek and rushed over, trying to push my leg away. Xiao! Xiao! You bastard! Let Tian go right now. Otherwise, I'll never forgive you for the rest of my life. Fuck! Are you done yet? I slapped her away directly. Bang! Xiao slammed hard into the hotel wall. Her whole body got embedded in it. Shen mother went mad with fury. First, her husband had one arm cut off, and now her daughter had been beaten too. Her anger rushed straight to her head, and she pointed at me while screaming curses. Xiao! You've got some nerve. Did you forget how you used to fawn all over our Yao? You even dare hit her. This marriage must be called off today. Don't even dream that I'll ever let her pay attention to you again in this lifetime. A petty man like you doesn't deserve love at all. After all, Xiao was a cultivator. Even though she felt her blood and chi surging wildly, she hadn't completely lost the ability to move. Her face was pale, blood dripping from the corner of her mouth as she painfully pulled herself out of the wall. She looked much weaker now as she spoke with difficulty. Mom, why are you even talking to him? I only broke off the engagement, and he treats me like this. From now on, we can't even be friends. I'll make him regret this for the rest of his life. As expected, another female style plot. For the moment, I couldn't be bothered with these two idiots. I took a short sword from Steward Zeus' hand. Then, I grabbed Tian by the hair and forced him to look at me. I lightly patted his cheek and curled my lips into a mocking smile. What divine dragon, sacred body, what child of fortune. My Xiao family had no grudge against you, but you crashed my wedding, threatened to cripple me, and even said you'd wipe out the entire Xiao family. Does Blue Star belong to you? Yay! Tian, hearing that, Tian flew into a rage and was just about to speak. I struck directly, driving the sword through his palm and pinning him firmly to the floor. A miserable scream rang out. All of a sudden, Tian's right hand was nailed to the floor by the short sword, and blood gushed out like a spring. His whole body convulsed from the pain, veins bulging on his forehead. The way he looked at me, he wished he could grind my bones to dust and scatter the ashes. Xiao, how dare you treat me like this? I have a divine dragon, sacred body. I'm destined to prove my Tao and ascend in the future. Times change and fortunes turned. Underestimate the young. For everything you've done to torture me today, I'll repay it 100-fold, 1,000-fold. In the future, I'll grind your bones to dust and wipe out your body and soul. Ascend. In the future. I let out a cold laugh and pressed down again, grinding his face into the cracks in the floor. You! Trash like you dares talk about ascending or about the future. You think your so-called divine dragon sacred body is that impressive? In my eyes, you're nothing more than a slightly bigger ant. And your crescent moon, Holy Lando, you really think it can protect you? My gaze turned cold, and my tone carried undisguised contempt. Forget one crescent moon, Holy Land. Even if all 3 Holy Lands came together today, they still wouldn't save your dog life. Good. Then your Xiao family is finished. Just you wait. Jen was still shouting crazily, trying to use the power behind him to pressure me, but I didn't give him the chance to finish. I took another broken sword from the steward, with a slight flick of the short sword in my hand. Another miserable scream rang out as I nailed Tian's left hand to the floor. 2 PFFT. Tian coughed up another huge mouthful of blood in fury and anger. His face turned deathly pale, and his aura instantly weakened. But the hatred in his eyes didn't lessen in the slightest. Very good. A protagonist really was a protagonist. Tough enough. The guests had long since been scared silent and didn't dare breathe too loudly. Even the Shen family looked at me like they were looking at a madman. No one had expected me, Xiao Qi, to be this reckless. I actually dared lay such a brutal hand on Tian, the holy son of the crescent moon, Holy Land. After all, the 3 Holy Lands stood above the 4 great families. This was like stabbing a hole in the heavens. Wasn't the Xiao family afraid of being exterminated? Xiao looked at her beloved brother, Tian nailed to the ground and wailing like a dead dog. Only then did she finally realize that I was no longer the same obedient, humble simp who used to follow her every word. For the first time, an unprecedented fear rose in her heart. Right then, A woman's sharp shout rang out. "Stop!" A powerful pressure swept over the scene. All the guests present felt like they could barely breathe. Tian shouted anxiously, "Senior sister, save me." Then he glared at me arrogantly. "Ha! Xiao, my senior sister is here. You're definitely dead today." The newcomer was none other than Shu Rushe, the eldest senior sister of the Crescent Moon Holy Land. She looked straight at me, then glanced at Yi Tian beneath my foot. Her face instantly turned iron cold, killing intent surging. "The Xiao family sure has guts to dare humiliate the holy son of my Crescent Moon Holy Land. You've really gone too far." Yi Tian was a heaven-defying genius who only appeared once in 100 years. He was their sex hope of becoming the #1 among the 3 Holy Lands. And now, someone dared attack Yi Tian. They were practically asking to die. Someone in the crowd immediately recognized her. Su Ruakshu, the eldest senior sister of the Crescent Moon Holy Sect. Peak nascent soul cultivation. The Xiao family experts all went to the Abyssal Rift. The Xiao family's in huge trouble now. Doesn't that mean Xiaoche is dead for sure? Su Ruakshe is also a peerless genius. She fought above her realm against a divine transformation expert, while still in the nascent soul stage, and retreated unharmed. Even 10 Xiaoches wouldn't be her match. Xiao Qi may be strong, but Hez still too hot-blooded and impulsive. Hez really finished this time. The Shen family, who had looked despairing a moment ago, finally relaxed a little after seeing Su Roche arrive. Behind me, Steward Shu said worriedly, "Young Master Su Ruakshu is extremely strong. This old servant may not be able to beat her. Shes, just a clown. Don't worry." Steward Shu shut his mouth and said no more. At that moment, Su Ruakshe stood there in white robes, cold and beautiful. She looked like an immortal fairy, untouched by the mortal world. Her eyes stared at me with thick, killing intent. "Why aren't you releasing Yi Tian already?" I couldn't even be bothered to move the foot still planted on Yi Tian's face. I only gave Su Ruakshu a casual glance. "Your junior brother crashed my wedding to steal the bride, threatened to cripple me, and said he'd wipe out the entire Xiao family. Do you think I'd let him go? Or is the Crescent Moon Holy Land's code of conduct to let your disciples steal brides, commit evil, and bully others with power?" That string of rhetorical questions made Su Ruaksha's face darken even more. She hadn't expected Yi Tian to do something this outrageous either, but she had dominated Blue Star for years. When had anyone ever dared contradict her in public like this, especially with such open contempt in his tone? That made her fury burn even hotter. "Insolence!" Su Ruakshi shouted sharply. The pressure of her peak nascent soul cultivation exploded out at once. The air in the entire hotel hall rapidly froze. Quite a few low cultivation guests were forced backward by the pressure on the spot. Every one of them turned pale in shock. So this was the pressure of the nascent soul stage. It was terrifying. "Xiao Cha, Yi Tian is the holy son of my Crescent Moon Holy Land. It's not your place, some family brat, to discipline him. If you don't kneel, cripple your own cultivation, and apologize to Yi Tian today, it'll flatten your Xiao family." Seeing this, Ye Tian immediately roared, "Senior sister, kill him! Kill this bastard now! He crippled my hands and dared insult our Crescent Moon Holy Land. You absolutely can't let him go." All the worry vanished from Shen Xiao's eyes, replaced by gloating delight. She knew how powerful Su Ruakshe was. As long as Su Ruakshu made a move, Xiao Che was dead for sure. And yet, why? Faced with Su Roshu's pressure, I wasn't affected in the slightest. I didn't even furrow my brow. I put a little force into my foot, and Yi Tian immediately coughed up blood again. Like a dead dog, all he could do was let out weak whimpers. "Flatten the Xiao family." A mocking curve rose at the corner of my lips. "With you, you arrogant fool, die!" With that, Su Ruakshu raised her jade-like hand. A sword, glowing with green light, instantly appeared in her hand. The whole area was immediately filled with cold air. Sword, chi Chris, crossing everywhere. The guests frantically retreated and hid behind cover. The hotel's floor-to-ceiling windows shattered instantly. Holding the green glow sword, Su Ruakshi turned into a streak of lightning. She tore through the air and arrived in front of me in an instant. "Young Master, be careful." Steward Shu shouted anxiously and tried to step in front of me, but I stopped him with a hand. The guests screamed in fear and shut their eyes. They could practically already see me pierced through by a single sword strike. Tian even revealed a venomous smile. "Ha! Ha! Die!" The woman, Yay, Tian, set my eyes on us. Someone like you, worthy of touching her. But in the next second, the bloody scene they imagined never appeared. I didn't even blink. I simply raised my right hand casually and lightly caught the sword between my index and middle fingers. Clang! After a crisp sword cry, Su Ruoxu's unstoppable piercing strike was firmly caught by me and could no longer advance even an inch. The green glow sword trembled violently, but it couldn't break free at all. Su Ruoxu's pupils suddenly shrank and her beautiful eyes filled with shock. Impossible. That's impossible. She desperately pushed the nascent soul energy in her body, and her delicate face flushed bright red. But that green glow sword was like it had been welded between my fingers. It didn't move in the slightest. Haha. With just this little ability, you dare talk about flattening the Xiao family? I mocked her, and my fingers exerted a little force. Crack! With a crisp snap, Su Ruoxu's top-grade green glow sword was actually snapped in half by my two fingers. Her life-bound sword was destroyed, and the backlash hit Su Ruoxu immediately, making her collapse to the ground. PFFT. She spat out a huge mouthful of blood and looked at me with fear filling her eyes. N.A. How can he be this strong? At that moment, she finally realized that the Xiao Che in front of her was far beyond what a peak nascent soul cultivator like her could fight. It was total domination in every sense. Like an ant facing a giant, the whole venue fell deathly silent. Everyone was stunned by what had just happened before their eyes. How is that possible? He snapped a nascent soul cultivator's lifebound sword with two fingers. That's terrifying. What cultivation level is this Xiao family young master? Tian and Xiao were completely dumbfounded. Their minds went blank. They simply couldn't believe what they were seeing. On the other hand, the Xiao family members were thrilled. Their eyes were full of worship and wild excitement. That was a peak nascent soul expert, and young master had defeated her so casually. The Shen family despaired. With Xiao family guards, blades at their necks, every one of them shook uncontrollably, enduring the pain of his severed arm. The Shen family head lowered his proud head and said sincerely, "Nephew, Xiao, this was all a misunderstanding. Since Xiao doesn't love you, why can't we just part on good terms? Why does it have to come to this? A misunderstanding?" I swept him a calm glance. If Xiao and Tian truly loved each other, they could have come to my door and made things clear, then returned all the support my Xiao family gave your Shen family over the years. But instead, you stole the bride in public, humiliated my Xiao family, and even threatened to cripple me and wipe out my entire clan. And now you call that a misunderstanding? The Shen family head opened his mouth, but for a while, he couldn't think of anything to say in rebuttal. Although Su Ruoxu had been defeated, after the initial shock she put back on that lofty attitude. Xiao, even if Tian was in the wrong, you'd better release us. Otherwise, once the Crescent Moon Holy Land learns what happened today, your Xiao family will die without a burial place. Don't make a mistake. At a time like this, you still dare threaten me? My eyes narrowed slightly. Then I struck out with a palm. Su Ruoxu's legs suddenly exploded apart, and she fell to the ground, howling endlessly. There was none of her earlier arrogance left. No, don't. I raised my hand again, and I crippled both of Tian's legs, too. He was already more dead than alive, and strange rasping sounds kept coming from his throat. The whole place was terrified out of its mind. Those two were genius disciples of the Crescent Moon Holy Land. This was complete, irreconcilable hatred. Now, young Master Xiao acted so ruthlessly that the whole Xiao family would probably be exterminated. Everyone felt like the sky was collapsing. It was over. The Xiao family was truly finished this time. I walked over to Su Ruoxu and looked down at her from above. Su Ruoxu, this demonic riot at the Abyssal Rift isn't that serious this time. The three Holy Lands didn't send reinforcements. It'll give you a chance to contact the Crescent Moon Holy Land. That way, when they come, I can clean them all up at once and save myself another trip. Hiss! The whole venue sucked in a cold breath. The reason the three Holy Lands stood above all other powers was because they had Tribulation Transcendence experts. And even if the Xiao family head rushed back from the Abyssal Rift, he would only have Divine Transformation Realm strength. Although I had just defeated Su Rakshay. In their eyes, I was at most in the Divine Transformation stage. Compared to the Crescent Moon Holy Land, that little strength was like mud versus clouds. If the Crescent Moon Holy Land's experts came together, the Xiao family would definitely be exterminated. Everyone thought I had gone insane. Sure enough, arrogance always brought disaster. Hearing me say that, hope blazed back up in the Shen family's hearts, enduring the agonizing pain. Su Ruoxu sent out a distress message to the Crescent Moon Holy Land. I had everyone move to the open space outside the hotel. Until this matter was settled, no one was leaving. Damn it! This 5-star hotel belonged to the Xiao family. It was better to wait outside. Otherwise, once experts started fighting, the hotel would definitely become ruins if anyone slipped up. I still wanted to take my time and play with them. At that moment, calls from the original owners, father, grandfather, and several uncles kept coming, one after another. I knew the steward had secretly called them. I didn't answer a single one. They were tied down by the demons at the Abyssal Rift and couldn't get away, and I couldn't be bothered listening to them try to stop me. I would wipe this trouble out for them. What had happened in the hotel banquet hall earlier had already been secretly live-streamed. At first, the stream didn't have many viewers, but by now, the number had already passed 1 million. When everyone saw that I didn't take the Crescent Moon Holy Land seriously at all, the internet immediately exploded, and it shot straight onto the trending list. The live stream viewership skyrocketed. A neighbor of the Shen family. And, to be fair, the Shen family only got where they are because the Xiao family kept feeding them resources. And now they turn around and put on a brightest stealing show. This whole thing has me speechless. Tian, divine dragon, sacred body. That's it. Tian relied on the Holy Land's backing to publicly steal a bride and act all tyrannical. Now that has crippled. He kinda had it coming. Stepped on like a dead dog. Wasn't he supposed to be a once-in-a-century genius? Ha ha ha! Dying. Su Ruoxu, the Crescent Moon Holy Land's eldest senior sister, is a goddess-level figure at peak nascent soul, and he snapped her treasure sword with 2 fingers, then crippled her legs. 2. Young Master Xiao really dared to go all the way. The key part is that last line. Even if all 3 Holy Lands come together, they still won't save him. I bet 5 Spirit Stones young Master Xiao is definitely above the Divine Transformation stage. You're overthinking it. Only the 3 Holy Lands have peerless experts in the Tribulation Transcendence stage, and every one of them is an old monster from the previous generation. Exactly how old is Xiao Cha? At most, mid-divine transformation. It's over. It's over. The Xiao family is definitely getting exterminated this time. What a pity. Still, too young in the end. He actually dared provoke the dignity of a Holy Land. Isn't that just asking to die? Am I the only one who noticed young Master Xiao's line? Save myself another trip. Is he planning to wipe out the Crescent Moon Holy Land in one shot? Who gave him that confidence? Liang Jingru. Look at the Shen family head's expression. From despair to wild joy to this constipated look. Right? No, it's like a Sichuan opera face change. Dying. It's number 1 on trending. Xiao family young master goes head-in against Crescent Moon Holy Land. Explosive brothers. Charge. An outer disciple of the Crescent Moon Holy Land. Just got word. The Holy Lord and Supreme Elder already set out with everyone, including the inner disciples. Xiao Che is dead for sure, and the Xiao family will be erased from Blue Star. He dared touch our holy son and eldest senior sister. So, just wait to be ground to dust. Xiao Che may be handsome, but has poked a hole in the heavens. The Xiao family will be exterminated today. A sinner for all ages. Not long after, a powerful pressure suddenly appeared. Everyone in the entire city instantly felt their bodies sink. A massive crowd appeared in the sky above the hotel. The people of the whole city looked up in shock. At the very front of the group were the figures of Jizia, the Holy Lord of the Crescent Moon, Holy Land, and the Supreme Elder Qin Yuan. The pressure of Tribulation Transcendence mighty figures came crashing down like millions of mountains. Some of the weaker guests present turned pale and could barely stay on their feet. Holy shit! What the hell is that in the sky? Did the Crescent Moon, Holy Land, move their entire mountain gate over? That woman in purple, in the middle, that's Holy Lord Jizia, the legendary #1 beauty in the world, with that fairy-like aura. She really is a peerless beauty among mortals. The white-bearded old man beside her is Supreme Elder Qin Yuan. Right. A late Tribulation Transcendence. Big shot. It's over. It's over. Young Master Xiao really kicked an iron plate this time. 2 Tribulation Transcendence mighty figures. How the fuck is he supposed to fight that? Why isn't Xiao kneeling and begging for mercy already? Su Ruakshu immediately burst into tears and shouted, Master, Xiao the Xiao family crippled me, and Holy Son Tian, Master, save me, please. Uphold justice for us. Jizira landed and saw the miserable state of Su Rakshi and Tian. Her icy face was overflowing with killing intent. So, you are Xiao Che. I gave her a calm glance. I am. Was it you who crippled Tian and Su Rakshu's legs? I replied indifferently. Your Holy Land disciples barged into my wedding, insulted my clan, and threatened extermination. I crippled them. Any problem with that? My aggressive attitude made her killing intent deepen even more. Tian is the dignified holy son of a holy land. So, what if he stole a bride? I looked at her mockingly. Tian lost because he was weaker than me. So, what if I crippled him? You should be executed! Jizir flew into a towering rage and bit out those words sharply, her voice echoing through the sky. I looked at her in disdain. You can't execute me. Jizira sneered. Can't! She was in the Tribulation Transcendence stage, one of Blue Star's strongest beings in this world. Other than a few old monsters from the Holy Lands, was there really anyone Jizir couldn't kill? Tian had recovered a little by now and cried out loudly, Master, kill him now! Su Ruakshu was sobbing too. Master, you must uphold justice for us. Jizia nodded, and a heaven-shaking aura spread from her body. Vast power surged through the field like an endless sea. At that moment, Jizia's presence became even more ethereal. She was like a celestial goddess looking down upon all living beings, making people want to kneel in worship. Step by step, she walked toward me. Every step made the earth tremble. An immense pressure spread through the field. The crushing might was like Mount Tai bearing down from above. By the time she reached me, the more than 1,000 people present had all been forced back to the outer edge by that unmatched pressure. Only Jizua and I remained in the center. I still stood there without moving. Even the casual look on my face hadn't changed one bit. Invisible energy suddenly exploded between us. Violent force surged wildly across the field, forming a huge energy storm. Dark clouds gathered in the sky, and thunder rumbled. Boom! A deafening explosion erupted across the field. The empty ground between us was blasted open by invisible force into a giant crater several jang deep. Everyone watching was dumbfounded. How was this possible? Especially the people from the Crescent Moon, Holy Land, and the Shen family. The way they looked at me now was like they were seeing a ghost. Only the Xiao family members' eyes grew hotter and hotter. After the Crescent Moon, Holy Land arrived. They had all thought they were doomed, for sure. Who would have thought Young Master was actually this monstrous? Young Master is mighty. The livestream comments exploded instantly. Taith, how is this possible? What the hell was that just now? My phone flew right out of my hand. Holy shit! A giant crater, several jang deep, appeared out of nowhere. That was just from the clash of their auras. Jizia is in the Tribulation Transcendence stage. Young Master Xiao can actually go head-on with her. Is he even human anymore? I saw it. Young Master Xiao never moved from start to finish. He didn't even shift his feet. The people from the Crescent Moon, Holy Land, all turned green. Their Holy Lord's aura couldn't suppress Young Master Xiao at all. Shen Xiao woke up. She got scared stupid the moment she saw that crater. Her mouth's wide enough to fit an egg. I thought Xiao was definitely dead, but now it looks like this fight is worth watching. So hyped. Hurry up and fight already. Jizue put away her contempt and showed a serious expression. My eyes openly roamed over her. Not gonna lie, this woman really was beautiful. She wore a purple dress, and her long black hair draped over her shoulders. Her skin was white as snow. Her features exquisite. Her bearing unmatched. She truly was a peerless beauty, standing apart from the world. What a pity. She was just a little too old. I impatiently said, "Old woman, are you fighting or not? Just have your whole crescent moon Holy Land attack together." Shen Xiao still hadn't recovered from her shock. Then, suddenly, as if Shed thought of something, she screamed, "Impossible! Xiao simped after me for so many years and was always trash. How could he suddenly become this strong? That's absolutely impossible. He must have some incredible treasure on him. Yes, it must be that." Jizire was originally furious at me for calling her an old woman and was just about to strike. But when she heard that, she hesitated and blurted out, "Could it be that the Xiao family got an immortal artifact from the Abyssal Rift?" There had always been legends that the Abyssal Rift contained immortal artifacts, though no one had ever seen one. Now, the more she thought about it, the more possible it seemed. What a Xiao family. They actually dared hide an immortal artifact. The Grand Elder of the Crescent Moon, Holy Land, hurriedly shouted, "Holy Lord, fall back. Now, if he really has an immortal artifact, it'll be hard for you to resist it alone." Jizue also sensed the seriousness of the matter. Since it involved life and death, she didn't dare be careless and immediately retreated to Qin Yuan's side. The other people watching finally understood. No wonder Xiao suddenly became this strong and could stand equally against the Crescent Moon, Holy Lord. So, Hes holding an immortal artifact. The Xiao family sure hid it well. Now that the Crescent Moon, Holy Land, knows Xiao's trump card, even if he has an immortal artifact, Hes dead for sure. Exactly. With Xiao's low strength, he can't bring out the artifact's full power. Barely handling one Tribulation Transcendence expert would already be the limit, let alone the entire Crescent Moon, Holy Land. Looks like the Xiao family still can't escape extermination. Even the live stream was full of regretful voices. Up to now, anyone who offended a Holy Land ended up getting killed, without exception, often with their whole clan exterminated. The Supreme Elder of the Crescent Moon, Holy Land, afraid something might go wrong, immediately organized everyone into formation. His late Tribulation Transcendence Cultivation fully erupted. Dark clouds filled the sky, and countless bolts of lightning darted through them like silver dragons. It looked like the end of the world. People all over the city looked up at the sky with fear on their faces. He shouted loudly, "Grand Yin, Blood Moon Formation!" All the disciples of the Grand Yin Holy Land erupted with blood-red light rising into the sky. The blood light gathered in midair and formed a giant crimson full moon. The moment that moon appeared, everyone felt an incomparably terrifying aura, as if it could destroy heaven and earth. The tens of millions of people in the entire city trembled, as if even their souls were about to be obliterated. "My God, this is actually the Crescent Moon, Holy Land's greatest killing move, the Grand Yin Blood Moon Formation. I heard this formation's power comes infinitely close to the strength of an immortal. It once instantly killed a peak Tribulation Transcendence expert. Looks like even if Xiao has an immortal artifact, he is dead for sure. Come on, it was just a stolen bride. If head softened earlier, would things have turned out like this? The Xiao family is doomed to be exterminated." Qin Yuan shouted coldly, "Qin Chi, if you kneel and beg for mercy now and hand over the immortal artifact, I can decide to kill only you and spare your entire clan. You'd better not make a mistake." The others from the Crescent Moon, Holy Land, also shouted, one after another, "Xiao, why aren't you kneeling and thanking him yet? Otherwise, your whole clan will die without a burial place." That's right. Hurry up and kowtow and admit your mistake. Once this formation appears, anyone below the immortal level is guaranteed to die. The Supreme Elder is giving you a chance. You'd better cherish it. Don't be Ungrateful. I pressed my lips into a smile. Haha, is that so? I raised one hand slightly and used my fingers as a sword, unleashing soaring sword chi with one slash. My sword chi spread across 90,000 li. It struck the giant crimson moon directly. The dark clouds scattered, and the heavenly gate opened wide. Boom! The thunderous blast sounded like the world was being split open. Buildings across the entire city shook violently, as if they were about to be flipped over by the terrifying energy wave. That Grandian blood moon, which had made the whole city tremble and was said to be able to instantly kill even peak Tribulation Transcendence experts, actually shattered in an instant, like glass smashed apart by a heavy blow. No. Countless fragments of the blood moon burst outward like a meteor shower, shooting into the endless sky. The formation was forcibly destroyed. The disciples of the Crescent Moon Holy Land suffered severe backlash. They were all blasted away like fallen leaves caught in a hurricane. Every one of them coughed blood, and the crisp sounds of bones breaking rang out one after another. As the core of the formation, Qinyuan and Jizie suffered the most horrifying backlash of all. They kept coughing up blood and couldn't get back up for a long time. When they looked at me, their eyes were filled with absolute fear and despair. Qinyuan shouted in terror. One sword opened the heavenly gate. You're in the Immortal Realm. What? What? Immortal? To Immortal Realm. Did I hear that right? Immortal Realm. Holy shit, it really is the Immortal Realm. This is Blue Star's only immortal. My God, I actually got to see a legendary immortal. He split open the Grandian Blood Moon formation with one sword and even opened the heavenly gate. This is literally mythology crashing into reality. Okay, holy shit, he really is an immortal. Blue Star actually has an immortal and has the Xiao family's eldest young master. An immortal. That's a being from myth. To witness an immortal take action in this lifetime. This life was worth it. Tian actually stole a bride from an immortal's wedding. Sure enough, arrogance always brings disaster. Who was the one saying young Master Xiao relied on an immortal artifact? Come out! I'll use young Master Xiao's sword Qi as a mirror for you. I stood with my hands behind my back. Immortal Qi swirling around me. It reflected brilliantly with the 7-colored immortal light pouring down from the heavenly gate. Hearing Qin Yuan's shocked cry, I gave him a calm glance. An immortal, yet your Crescent Moon Holy Land wanted to exterminate my entire clan. How should that debt be settled? Qin Yuan's whole body shook, and he couldn't hold on any longer. With a thud, he dropped to his knees and kowtowed again and again. Thekin, Ortal, spare my life. This junior Qin Yuan was blind and offended immortal might. I begged the immortal to show mercy and spare the Crescent Moon Holy Land just this once. Jizie also struggled to her feet. She didn't even bother wiping the blood from the corner of her lips. She bowed to me and spoke in a trembling voice she couldn't conceal. Senior, no, immortal, exalt. We were foolish and offended immortal might. We deserve death 1,000 times over. I begged the immortal to forgive our ignorant offense. Everyone else watching dropped to their knees too and shouted in worship. We pay respects to the immortal. Tian was overcome with deep regret. He was originally someone with the bearing of an immortal, yet he had tried to steal a bride from an actual immortal. It was over. He knew it was all over. No one could save him now. Even the entire Holy Land would be dragged down with him. The Shen family trembled violently, their whole bodies shaking. They never could have imagined that I had actually reached the Immortal Realm, and Shen Xiao had publicly broken off the engagement. How could this have happened? Shen Xiao's mind had gone completely blank. Only the Xiao family members' eyes burned with fervor, too excited for words. I swept my gaze across everyone and said loudly, the Crescent Moon Holy Land offended immortal might. It has already earned the right to die. Death shall be bestowed. The moment I finished speaking, I struck out with a palm. No. Everyone from the Crescent Moon Holy Land roared in unison, but it was completely useless. Everyone, including Qin Yan, Ji Ziyue, and Ye Tian, was blasted by my palm into clouds of blood mist. At last, the Shen family was truly afraid and began kneeling and begging for mercy nonstop. Xiao crawled to my feet and kowtowed repeatedly. Ache, N-N-A-N. Lord, Immortal Exalt. I was wrong. Please, spare me just this once. Do anything you want. I looked down at Xiao, who was crying so hard, snot and tears were running down her face. In those eyes that had once made the original owner lose himself, all that remained now was fear of death. Anything. I smiled, but there was no warmth in my voice. Are you willing to die too? Xiao froze, then frantically shook her head and nodded again, stumbling over her own words. No. I am willing to serve Lord Immortal Exalt like a cow or horse. I can be a maid, to serve you tea and water. I can warm your bed and attend you to, as long as Lord Immortal Exalt spares my life. Thekin, willing to do anything. I was wrong. I was really wrong. I said calmly, you're not qualified to be my maid. Didn't you like Tian? Then go keep him company. No. Setting the facts aside. Xiao, weren't you in the wrong too? Why did you hide your cultivation? If you hadn't hidden it, how would I have chosen Tian? It's all your fault. You can't do this to me. Don't kill me. I know I was wrong. Please, give me one more chance. No. With a casual wave of my hand, Xiao exploded on the spot. She turned into a cloud of blood mist, body and soul completely destroyed. Steward Shu, send the Shen family on their way. Yes, young master. Steward Shu waved his hand, and the guards no longer hesitated. Amid the Shen family's desperate cries, they killed every last one of them on the spot. I turned around and looked at the guests kneeling everywhere, along with the Xiao family members, and my voice spread through the entire city. This matter ends here today. From this day forward, Blue Star no longer has the crescent moon, Holy Land. The Shen family is erased from the rolls within the territory of my Xiao family. Anyone who dares provoke us will be killed without mercy. Just then, the system prompt rang out. Ding! Congratulations, host, for completing the bride-stealing plot mission. Reward: Cultivation Realm +1. Successfully advanced to the Golden Immortal Realm. Given that host completed the mission perfectly, you may now freely choose when to enter the next plot mission. Damn, this shitty system worked me like a beast of burden for so many years. This time, it finally did something reliable for once. It'll stay on Blue Star for 100 years first. They killed them all. They didn't even spare Xiao. Immortal Exalt is making an example of them. These methods are way too ruthless. Ruthless. Try having your bride stolen and your whole family threatened with extermination. I think he killed them well. From now on, the Xiao family is the #1 power on Blue Star. Right. Who would still dare provoke them? An immortal. Going to pay my respects to the immortal Xiao Holy Land. Our Xiao Holy Land pays respects to the upper immortal and awaits your command. Well, brave boiling water and raging fire for you. Movie Queen Liu Ruyan. Immortal. I want to bear your babies. The person above. Are you sure that's the real movie? Queen Liu Ruyan. Song Queen Shen Yuchu. Immortal. Do you need someone to warm your bed? This humble woman has 36D and still a virgin. Holy Maiden of Yaoqi Holy Land. Immortal. Do you need a Dao companion? Holy shit, everyone's gone crazy. The movie Queen. The song Queen. Even the Yaoqi Holy Maiden can't stay calm. My goddesses. Sob. Immortal. Do you need a lackey? The live stream ended. I haven't seen enough yet. Please, young master Xiao, open an account and live stream your Immortal Cultivation daily life. +1 +1 +1